sir.
Okay, great.
Yes, sir.
Now, from now on, whenever I ask you some question, right, just answer it in the chat window so that that does not create any kind of chaos, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to create a reactive form, right? I'll create that form again, right? And in it, I'll try to explain what a form array is. I'm not very sure if I'll be explaining form array today or not because I don't know if you guys remember what a form array and stuff is or what reactive forms are. So we'll start with simple by creating a reactive form. That is what I am trying to do today. Right, so we have a contacts module, and inside contacts module I have one add contacts component and an all contacts component, and I guess a contact details component as well. What I am going to do is I'll create another component in which I'll be creating my forms. Now how to create a component? I'll say ng generate component and I'll call it say new contact. Now it is not mandatory to create these components, right? You can create all these components in already existing components as well, but just for explanation purposes I am doing this. Right, so inside contacts if you can see we have a new contact and new contacts component is generated. Now I'll open its code and I'll go to its first say ts file. Inside this I'll first import my form group, form control and validator. So I'll say import form group comma form control validators from angular slash forms. If you remember we had already done this, right? Once this is done, validator. Okay, right, now first what I'll try to do is I'll try to create a new form. So I'll call it say contact form equals to new form group. Now inside form group, right, I'll have to create new components there. Now to create these components, what I would also need is I would need all the keys, right? So the keys is we have first name, last name, date of birth. I'll copy all these from here. So I'll have f name colon new form control. Then I'll have L name, that is last name, again colon new form control. Right, I am not putting in any validation as of now. F name, L name, then I have a nickname, then I have date of birth, nickname again colon new form control. DOB again new form control. Then website again new form control. then notes, again new form control, then I have a title and I have a type. Title new form control. I'm not sure if we need the type, but okay. Type, I don't think type would be required here, but okay. So this is my form, this contact form, and in my HTML what I'll do is I'll display that form, right? So I'll have a say div, in it I'll have some h1, in h1 I'll say add new contact, right? Then I'll have another div, right? Inside this I'll have say a form, I don't want any action here, but I'll give form group equals to, I'll call it contact form, right? What is contact form? It is the same name which we give here, right? It is the name of our form group which we have in our TS file. So this is my contact form. Now inside this I'll have form controls. So I'll say div, I'll have a label, I am not using for here, and I'll say first name, and I can have an input field. Input type equals to text, and I'll give form control name equals to, I'll call it f name. Now I'll copy this thing, I'll paste it. This is for last name, then for nickname, then for date of birth, then for say website, for notes, and what else do I have? 1 2 3 4 5 6, some title, for title, right? So this is last name, this is nickname, right? This is date of birth, this is okay. Date of birth would be of type date and not text, right? Then I'll have website, then I'll have notes, right? And I'll have title. Now title should be of type select. टाइटल वो मिस्टर मिसेस मिस ये सब है, पर अभी के लिए I'll just keep it like this. Then first name, then I have last name, then I have nickname, then I have DOB, then I have website, then I have notes, then I have title, right? I'll take the title above because title should be on the top before your first name and last name, right? And this, instead of being of input, this should be of type select, right? So I'll say select, forget about the name, and this I'll give form control name equals to title. Form control name is used to bind this thing, your data members in your form, or the form controls to your form, right? Then I'll use option, right? First option value is say 1, and here I can give MR. Second option I can give value as miss, and value I can give the value as 2. So in your drop down, this Mr. and Miss would be displayed, whereas whenever it would be selected, the value would be 1 or 2 depending upon what the value is. Then I'll have another div, right? Inside div I'll have a button, I'll call it submit or save, right? And I'll say type equals to submit, and on clicking I'll call some function, I'll say save contact, and in my ts file I'll create a function save contact, and in this I'll say console.log this dot contact form dot value. Okay, now once this is done, what I'll also do is I'll go to contact modules.ts, and for this new contact component in the path add, instead of add contact component I'll add this as my path. So what this would do is कि whenever there would be uh, an add path for add would be called, instead of that add contact component this new contact component would be called, and that would be displayed. Let us see if that is. Okay, now if I click on add contacts, okay, now this is uh, form which we have created, right? Let us see what comes in this particular case when we try to inspect and call that function, add contact function. So what I'll do is I'll select title at say Mr. So Mr. has a value of 1 and Miss has value of 2. I give him some name ABC, last name as DEF, nickname as GHI, date of birth I can give some date of birth, right? Website I can say a dot com, then notes I can give something, some notes, right? And if I click on save, what happens is I get all these values here in a single object, right? This object is nothing but um, a simple JSON object, right? That is what it is. If you see here, the title has the value 1. Why? Because we have selected Mr. here, right? Had we selected Miss, the title would have had the value 2, right? In this case the title has value 2, right? It is important to note that how this value is generated for select. I'm very sure that all of you have done this previously in our previous class, so you might have reached till at this stage. Have you guys reached at this stage? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Everybody is at this stage as of now? Yes, with bootstrap component name add contact. Yes. So I have the same code. Only difference is instead of add contact, what I have done is I have created a new contact name and I am using it. I am using that component, new component, and I am using that component. Right? So now let us see what we wish to achieve now. Right? I have a contact module. I'll just change the route again because it was already created. Display it. I just want to show to you guys what exactly needs to be done and what do we intend to do, right? So whenever add as a component, this add component, whenever that add component form is called, right, that form would be displayed something like, right, and in it, right, one contact can have multiple mobile numbers. Similarly, one contact can have multiple emails as well, but we are not focusing on email as of now. We are focusing on mobile numbers, right? So our target is that one contact should have or can have multiple mobile numbers. That is what our target is, right? Now if I click on this plus, इसका UI समझने की कोशिश करो. In this particular case, right, we have this field mobile number. This would be for the type or for selection of the type, and this field would be for the type, and this one would be the actual mobile number. Display wise, this is not a good UI, right? This should take up the entire space, but that is fine. We are not concerned about the display as of now, right? What we are concerned about is the functionality, that how to add multiple mobile numbers, right? So if I click on plus, right, if you take a look at this, it creates another field again, plus it creates another field, plus creates another field, right? That is what the target is. And if I inspect this particular element, and here I'll give something, here something, here something, some date of birth, some website, some notes, right, in mobile number 11, and type home, in mobile number 22, type office, mobile number 33, type say फार्म हाउस का भी अलग से मोबाइल नंबर रहता, right? Now if I click on save, if you see, right, यहाँ पर 4 मोबाइल नंबर्स ऐड हुए, राइट? तो क्या वो एक मोबाइल है, मोबाइल में एक एरे बना मोबाइल नाम से, राइट? एंड उस एरे के अंदर में 4 और मोबाइल नंबर जो ऐड हुए, हमने यहाँ जो ऐड कराए थे, राइट? दीज आर 4 मोर मोबाइल नंबर्स विच गॉट एडेड. पहला 11 विथ टाइप 1, सेकेंड 11 विथ 22 विथ टाइप 2, राइट, लाइकवाइज 33 विथ टाइप 3 एंड सो ऑन. फोर्थ हमने वो एक प्लस साइन दबा दिया था और उसमें से ये एक्स्ट्रा आ गया था उसके लिए, राइट, उसमें वैल्यू नहीं है. दैट इज़ द रीज़न वो फोर्थ वाला ब्लैंक है, जिसमें मोबाइल नंबर एंड टाइप जो है वो ब्लैंक है, राइट? नाउ लेट्स लुक एट दिस कोड. सॉरी, लेट अस गो फॉर टीएस फर्स्ट. तो वो फॉर्म कंट्रोल जो था दैट वाज मोबाइल, ये था, राइट? दिस वाज जो मोबाइल यहाँ हम, ये वो है, राइट? फर्स्ट नेम, लास्ट नेम, डेट ऑफ बर्थ जैसा है वैसे मोबाइल भी है. तो यहाँ ये वो मोबाइल है, राइट? बट द टाइप ऑफ दिस इज नॉट अ फॉर्म कंट्रोल, इंस्टेड इट्स टाइप, राइट, इट इज एन एरे. So what I am trying to do is I am trying to create an array, and inside an array what we are doing is we are adding एक form group, right? ये करने का एक दूसरा तरीका भी है which I would explain it to you later, but for today what I want is I just want you to understand the concept कि हम लोग क्या करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. What we are trying to do is कि for one contact there are multiple mobile numbers, right? As you can see, right, there are multiple mobile numbers, and for these multiple mobile numbers, right, हमें ये नहीं पता कि कितने मोबाइल नंबर होंगे, किसी का 1 होगा, किसी के 4 होंगे, किसी के 10 होंगे. तो for that what we need to know is we need to, or what we need to do is we need to generate the form dynamically, right? We need to generate the form dynamically. By dynamic generation what I mean is like कि एक थोड़ा कॉम्प्लेक्स स्ट्रक्चर बनेगा उस फॉर्म के अंदर. कॉम्प्लेक्स इन द सेंस दैट these are normal fields, title, first name, last name, but this particular field mobile, right, this field would be an array, right, and it would be an array of forms, right? It won't be a simple array, it would be an array of forms. If you look at here, this is an array of JSON, right? जिसमें ये मोबाइल नंबर और टाइप हर ऑब्जेक्ट में आता है, राइट? इन द सेम वे ये मोबाइल नंबर एंड ऑब्जेक्ट, सॉरी, मोबाइल नंबर एंड टाइप दोनों चीजें, दीज आर फॉर्म कंट्रोल्स, right, which are enclosed inside a form group, right? So ideally what is going to happen is that whenever you click on plus, a new form group is added or should be added inside this array mobile. A new form group should be added inside this array mobile, right? Again, if you click on plus, a new form group should be added inside that mobile, राइट? और उसमें आप इनपुट फील्ड में जो भी वैल्यू दोगे वो वैल्यू उसमें जानी चाहिए, राइट? सो दैट इज द टारगेट, दैट इज व्हाट वी विश टू अचीव. सेम वी वुड बी डूइंग इट फॉर ईमेल, कि एक बंदे के मल्टीपल ईमेल्स हो सकते हैं, एक बंदे के मल्टीपल एड्रेसेस हो सकते हैं. तो ये सारी मल्टीपल चीज़ें अगर आपको ऐड करनी है तो आपने कैसे करनी है, दैट इज व्हाट योर फोकस शुड बी, राइट? सो द टारगेट इज that whenever you have to generate elements dynamically, right, what you need to know is form array, right? वो केस में you have to use form array, and inside form array, right, you have to add forms on every click of such kind of a plus button. On every click of plus button you have to click on adding or keep on adding a form, right? A form मतलब एक फॉर्म ग्रुप तुमने ऐड कर दिया और उस ग्रुप में फिर जो फॉर्म कंट्रोल्स होंगे वो, right? But that is what you need to do, that is what you need to understand. This would be a little complex, that is why I am going a little slow, right? हमें एक फॉर्म में जब भी डायनेमिकली कोई चीज़ें ऐड करनी है तो हमें क्या करना पड़ता है, हमें फॉर्म एरे यूज करना पड़ता है. उस फॉर्म एरे में हमें डायनेमिकली फॉर्म्स इंसर्ट करने पड़ते हैं. ये कैसे करना इज अनदर पार्ट, राइट? विल लर्न दैट टुमारो, बट एज ऑफ नाउ फॉर टुडे, राइट, you need to understand that whenever we have to say create elements dynamically, in that case you have to keep on adding a new form in the form array element. That is what our focus should be, right? Clear है यहाँ तक?